My name is Andre Yates, the president of the Yates House for Military Veterans. Today is Sunday, August the 16th.
My name is Alkamar Lindsay. I'm a board member with the Yates House for Military Veterans, and today we're having a conversation with Mr.
Rollin Chambers. My date of birth is 12563. Combat Military Police Specialist 4. I'm currently living at 219 East 5th Street, Room 1.
All right, how are you, Mr. Chambers? Just wanted to have a conversation with you about your military experience. So we're going to go over a couple of things in regards to your experience, okay?
Yes,
All right, so when you enlisted or were drafted, were you enlisted or drafted into the military?
I enlisted
And what year did you do that?
in 86,
1986?
1986,
Now, how long were you in the military for?
for at least about 10 years.
About 10 years.
Yes.
And when you enlisted in the military, that's something that you do on your own. How did you make it through that process of the basic training and your first time being in military?
Well, it was hard because being from the street and a black man, it's very hard to even pass the test for military police because it was basically Caucasians and Asians. I finished third in my class, in my SWAP test, and that ranked me to become an MP. And from then, I went through Magna University. That's Magna Hall. That's Military Police School, and I mastered it. I graduated with honors, and also I have 4 MOSs: Military Police. That's 95 Bravo. Correctional Specialist. That's corrections officers, and that could be state troopers. 78 Delta Demolitions, and 78 Lima Communications.
Now,
Right,
I'm sorry, my apologies. Were you finished? Go ahead.
right now, I'm thinking, what did I do it for? You know, I'm 52 years old now. I have no funding. There's comrades coming back from arms that has no funding. I'm disabled. I had a stroke, a natural stroke. I didn't feel no pain. It wasn't from being in combat. Let me make that clear. But still, I'm a veteran. You know, I did my time to serve, so everybody could live like we're living now. We have no funding, nowhere to live, no jobs. Basically, we're homeless.
While you were there, enlisted in the military, what was when you first went, what was your job assignment exactly?
My job assignments were as guard duty, assist and serve, or apprehend. Basically, it's 45% of your time was listening, 10% was action. Okay? We guarded Marine bases, we guarded Army bases, we guarded nuclear installations. Any government facility or government function, we basically are the police of the military.
Did you serve in any wars? Did you fight in any wars at all?
No, thank God. At that time when I was enlisted, our country was at peace. We didn't have any hostilities or terrorism. We had terrorism, but it wasn't on a scale where we were deployed. There was natural disasters, like especially the National Guard, like floods or storms, basically. And that's another thing. Even though you were enlisted, if you didn't serve one day in war, if our country was not at war and you were enlisted one day, you get nothing. No GI Bill, no nothing.
Were you awarded any awards? I'm sorry, did you receive any awards or citations while you were in the military?
Yes, I've received 2. One for pulling my. Okay, let me explain. I was teaching at Fort Drum. I was teaching National Guard and Red Reserve, and we were doing an operation on the tank trails, and there was a big accident. I had to be medevaced out, but before then, I made sure that my comrades that were hurt were lifted out, helicopter medevaced to the TMC first. and I received a letter of recommendation. I've lost it over the years because I've lost my DD-214 and other things during a fire that, from being unlisted. But anyway, what I'm saying is I'm still a veteran, and I should be entitled to all the perks, even though our country was not at war. Hey, I must have been doing something right. We must have been doing something right. We weren't at war then.
So what was Fort Drum is located where?
Canada
Okay. And the other citation that you received?
was from Magdalen University. That's for finishing the top of my class as expert shot in weapons and unarmed self-defense.
Did you feel while you were in the military, did you feel any pressure or stresses while you were in the military?
Oh my God. Yes. It was so tough for me as being an Afro-American man, or, down south, Anderson, Alabama, Fort McClellan, Alabama, Anderson, Alabama. Down there, well, I would say, my brothers, so my fellow soldiers were treated me like a brother. But the community, being of my color, did not treat me so nicely. So I had to watch where I went. I had to wear a uniform when I left post. So I was not singled out. See, the uniform afforded me a certain amount of protection. But there was no protection even at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that's not my story. My story is, I'm 52 years old, I'm disabled, and I have nowhere to live. I have no one to turn to.
While you were in the military, did you ever go on leave? Sorry. While you were in the military, did you ever go on leave or visit any family members, or did they come and visit you while you were in the military?
Well, yes, I went on leave, Christmas Exodus. I came home for Christmas for 2 weeks, and that was it. Other than that, I was on post. My family members, it was too far away for them to even visit me.
So now, you did say you served out of the country. Where did you serve at out of the country? What places did you serve out of the country
Well,
at?
basically Canada, and I was duty driving for the colonel, so I can't really say that on camera where we went.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you. Excuse me. Did you ever go back to work or school? I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. When did you finish in the military? Like, when were you done? What year was it over for you?
Uh, Basically, it was over for me 2000. 2000.
In 2000.
Yes.
So you served approximately 15 years.
Yes.
And the military that you enlisted into, which branch was that you enlisted into?
I enlisted in the National Guard. Then I went to. I was when you're enlisted. Period. You're active. You're considered active duty. And every branch, every time you re-enlist, you can re-enlist in active duty or permanent duty, or you can go to National Guard or Ready Reserve. I enlisted in active duty, and then I was in National Guard, and then I was teaching National Guard and Ready Reserve at Fort Drum in Canada.
Awesome, thank you. Now, you said you served approximately 15 years, so let's say
Yes.
that's 1990. Let's say 1990.
Yes.
So in 1990, it was over. You didn't serve. You weren't serving anymore.
Yes.
Where did you go when you left the military?
When I left the military, I came back. I was I took about at least 3 years in Ready Reserve and over in Franklin Township. They got a National Guard Ready Reserve over there. So I just go over there just for a week, like 1 week in a month, just to train the troops. And then after that, nothing. I had to find a job and work like everybody else.
Is that Franklin Township, New Jersey?
Yes, Franklin.
Franklin
Yes.
Township, New Jersey. And when you did that,
119th. 119th Military Police in Franklin.
Okay. And besides the training that you were doing, did you go back to school, like any type of training or college or anything like that on your own? Did you do any of that,
Oh well,
or did you decide to go back to work? Like once you left the military, how long was it that you decided, oh, I'm gonna go back to school, or I'm gonna go back to work, or whatever it is you decided, or you just vacationed for a while? Like, what did you do before you?
no vacation. I went to work. I had to go to work.
Okay.
And I didn't try to get no GI Bill or nothing like that. Because I had to keep moving. Because now at this point, I'm geared up. You know, I'm I'm setting my ways. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I work out. I have to go to work. I have to do something all day. I cannot just sit in the house. So I've acquired couple of different jobs. I work for different companies. Like 5 years here, 10 years here, depending on how long the company lasted.
So can we discuss that for a moment?
Absolutely.
Your employment since 1990. What was the
Okay.
first job you had directly after?
Truthfully, I can't remember. I can only remember
Okay.
the last job I had.
Okay, so
Because
what
I
was
had a
the
stroke and everything was foggy. Fayette Trading
and,
on 1355 East Front Street.
and that's in Plainfield.
Yes,
In Plainfield.
I worked there 15 years.
And what were you doing while you were
I
there?
was head of shipping and receiving.
And while you were there, at some point, that's what,
Yes, I had a stroke.
while you at work or
No, I was home. I was getting up, getting ready to go to work.
okay.
I didn't even know I had a stroke. I didn't even know. I was the lady that I was living with at the time. I woke up in the morning. I was kind of in a bad attitude. I had a bad morning. Just said it like that. And she said something to me, and I cussed at her. And she said, "Say it again." And I thank God that she asked me to say it again because I didn't even know I was having a stroke. She said, "You sound funny. I'm gonna call an ambulance." I said, "For what?" And I was talking funny, but I didn't know it. And then I realized I couldn't move my arm or my leg because I had to go to the bathroom. And she said, "You're having a stroke," because she was in the medical field, so I guess she recognized it. I felt no pain. I'm sitting here talking to you. I was like, but I was talking straight, like I thought you could understand me. But thank God for her.
And
She saved my life. And all the exercise that I used to do, and going to work, riding my bike, because I didn't have a car, couldn't afford one. But still, I had to go to work, ride my bike, which is in storage now.
so can we just discuss that for a moment? You had the stroke or whatever. Did you have a hospital stay at that time or any
Oh,
type
yes.
of
Yes,
physical therapy that you had to go through after
Yes.
that? Can you
many
walk us
many
through
months
that?
of physical therapy
Many-
to get. I can move my leg, but my arm is still I can't use it because it's dislocated
Okay.
because of the non-use of it. I don't know. They said some in the receptors and the, something mentally burned out when I had the stroke, so I haven't been able to use my arm. But this arm I can use, and my legs. I would like to work, but they said there's nothing I could do with. I could barely tie my shoe. But anyway, this,
Oh.
this
That stroke, do you know what year that happened in?
2000.
In the year 2000.
Yes,
And then you said you had an extensive period of therapy.
yes,
And
almost a year of therapy.
then with while you were home in that year of therapy, after you, so to speak, recovered, so to speak, after you recovered from that, did you participate in any activities, organizations, groups, anything like that? Did you participate in anything?
No, I've tried to find, I tried to find a place, something not to do, because I don't like sitting in the house. But legally there's no job that would ensure me to work because I'm not able. I'm disabled, and it's hard being
Do
disabled.
If any relationships that you had while you were in the military, meaning friends or whatever have you, did you continue any of those relationships once you were out of the military?
No, because they were all most of the relationships I had when I was in the military. They were all from down south, in Anniston, Alabama, and none of them was from my area. So I was basically alone.
where are you from exactly?
I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey. I've lived a while in Newburgh, New York, but when I was stationed in Anniston, Alabama, that's the deep south. And I knew the people I know down there. They live down there, but we fell out of place, you know.
Okay. Have you ever been married, or do you have any children
I
or
have two
grandchildren?
sons. I've never been married, but I have two sons. When I first enlisted, I took an allotment out. I knew I wanted two kids. I don't know if it was two girls or two boys. But thanks to that, the government put in $2. I've had to put in $1, and for every dollar I put in, they put in two. And I can safely say that one of my sons is about to graduate from college because of that fact. One of them is not having such a good time, but
And
one is better than none.
and how old are they, your sons?
Oh, 25 and 24.
25 and 20.
Yes. Carl is 25. He's about to graduate his master's in college in Rutgers College. And Clifford is 24, and he's working basically. I haven't seen them in a while, in like 25 years. But they were taken care of. When they turned 21, they both had allotments from when I was served in the service.
Excuse me, did you say you haven't seen your sons in 25 years?
Yes, I've seen one. I haven't seen Carl in 25 years.
And how old is he, you said?
He's 25.
Okay.
The last time I seen him, he was 8 years old.